guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends, and holy hell, this light is bright today. I don't know what's going on. Looks like my face is shining right now. Anyway, let me take a quick step back here. Jeez. Guys, today, welcome to the video. That was an interesting intro, right? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Happy holidays to those of you in the US. If not, happy Monday to you guys, or whenever you're watching today's video. Now, we got 20-something new champions, 22 new champions added to the game recently, and I see a lot of guides out there. In fact, I just did one yesterday on Caden, who I think is my favorite epic, although I gotta say, all of the epics are pretty solid, and I apologize here. I like to kind of switch up the content on the channel, but I will be doing, I think, probably back-to-back champion guides, because I have one planned for tomorrow as well. But today, Caden, great champion. Love that guy. Dark Elf. Yesterday's video, I'll link it in the description if you guys want to check that out too, in case you missed it. I'll actually highlight him a little bit in today's video as well. But I wanted to cover, instead of continuing to cover the epics, excuse me, if I can get my words out, I figured I would cover a rare. One of the rares who caught my eye early on, Draconis from the Sacred Order. Now, one of the things I noticed right away is the Sacred Order, right, faction, and that's a faction that a lot of people, myself included, could probably use a little bit of help on. And Faction Wars is kind of it's not the weakest, but it's on the weaker side, I think, in terms of factions overall in the game, especially if you don't have any of those god tier, like Void Legendaries. So Draconis is amazing because he is a support champion, and he's HP based. Today, we're going to go over who can actually use Draconis, what type of person is it worth 6-starring this character, and where are you going to be using him. The good thing is he is Void and accessible right now. He's available, I think, in one of the events. It might actually just ended, but a lot of you guys probably already have Draconis, or, you know, a little bit easier to get compared to the Void epics that were also released. So Draconis is a really cool champion, though. Let's take a look at his kit really quickly, and then we'll talk about, you know, where and why he can be used, and who he'll help. So his A1 has healed the ally with the lowest HP by 7.5% of the damage inflicted on a one enemy hit, or a single hit on one target. It is based on HP. I will tell you guys right off the bat that this guy unfortunately does not hit hard, right? Because it's 7.5% of the damage inflicted, so you would hope there were really good multipliers on this. He is a rare champion after all, but man, I was disappointed in the overall amount of damage going out. On the A1, we're looking at about, I don't know, 15k damage when you have 100% crit rate and a high HP, which this is based off of. So with 15k damage, I mean, you're going to be healing, you know, around 1000 HP heal, right? For Sacred Awards on his A2, this is the ability that really caught my eye, right? Places a shield buff on all allies equal to 15% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So this is really solid. You can book up this shield to get more percentage as well. And I gotta say, if you build this dude with really high HP, it's really cool to have a rare champion who has an AoE shield ability like Draconis. And that's what immediately caught my eye about this champion in terms of helping your progression, okay? And then Order of Mercy on the A3 attacks one enemy, removes all debuffs from the ally with the lowest HP, then heals them by 25% of the damage inflicted. Now the 25% heal, now we're talking, because this can hit for up to 40k damage that I've seen on the way that I have him built. So now we're talking a 10,000 HP heal. That is much more like it, right? And it's removing all debuffs from that ally. Think about it on spiders, right? You're removing all the poisons from your Cold Heart, from your damage dealer. That's a really handy ability. This Order of Mercy is a really solid skill on a rare champion, and you add that to the AoE shield. I think he's a champion that a lot of you guys who are struggling either in Faction Wars for Sacred Order or anywhere else progression-wise in this game can actually get a lot of utility from. I think he'll help a lot of you guys out. That's why I decided to do a guide on him today instead of our next up champion, who actually is going to be, I think, I haven't even started leveling him up yet, so I have a lot of work to do tonight, but I want to do one on Tuok, so look forward to Tuok the Wanderer coming either tomorrow or the day after. But anyway, back to Draconis. So in terms of building, this is another big key to this champion. Very easy to build. We'll get to his artifacts in just a second, but his masteries, I decided to go with War Master because, you know what, to be honest with you, I talked about it. On the A3, hitting for around 40k. On the A1, hitting for around 10k. That's with like 80k HP on this champion. I stacked him really high with HP and crit rate, but just not a lot of damage. So I really, if you want damage out of this character at all, you really want to go with War Master. So I went the traditional kind of normal War Master tree here in offense. And support, of course, you kind of want to go with the HP HP, and you want to go with all the shield and the heal abilities, because he's laying down shields and he's healing your team, which again is why we like him, especially as a rare champion, to have all of those kind of buffs in his kit, or all of those support abilities, I should say, in his kit. I picked up Lore of Steel. I think I have 2 life sets on this character, so pick up Lore of Steel. I went with Spirit Haze, but you definitely want to get lasting gifts on this character as well. So that's all I have for you on, because that will help with the shield. That's all I have for you on the Masteries. In terms of how I built him, I think you have really 2 options when we're talking about this guy. You can go with crit damage. This is the biggest kind of choice I would say you have to make on this character is, do you want to go crit rate or crit damage on the gauntlets, or do you just want to build them straight up 100% HP? Put HP percentage on the gauntlets, HP percentage on the chest. I would go speed, more heals, more, getting all of those debuffs off, a little more cleanse on the A3. So I would go speed no matter what on the boots. But really, I mean, he's an easy character to build. HP, speed, a little bit of crit rate, right? Because think about it, his heal is based on his damage. So you do want to have him with 100% crit rate. That's why I went with crit rate on the gauntlets. But heck, if you just want that shield utility out of this champion, go ahead and just stack an HP percentage on the gauntlets, get even more HP on him, and that'll be a really strong kind of robust shield on his A2. So again, HP, very easy to build. Don't care about accuracy. Look for some crit rate, look for some speed, and you're good to go. I went HP on the ring, I went HP on the amulet, and I went HP on the banner. Again, super simple to build. I will say that his base stats here, his speed is solid at 100. His defense is maybe a little bit above average for a rare at 925, which is nice, but if I was going to use him only in Faction Wars or in Doom Tower whenever that comes out, I might be tempted to go like defense instead on the amulet or the ring, and I am kind of looking for substats of defense percentage just to kind of help booster that defense up a little bit. I'd ideally like to have it at least over 2k, so a little bit on the low side of my defense, but look at my HP, 75,000 hit points on this champion. That's going to be a nice beefy shield, and think about it, it's 15% of his max HP, plus you get the bonus onto the total number by 15%, so we're looking at, a shield that for all intents and purposes can be about half of your other like nukers and debuffers total HP on his A2. That's really nice to have, okay? So that is how I built this champion out. He can be used anywhere in the game, right? As a support champion, he's an easy champion to kind of find a spot for because he's going to be healing and supporting with the shield. Is he, I probably should have said this at the very beginning of the video, but is he like an old crazy OP, like out of this world rare champion like Cold Heart? No. He's a support champion who has solid base stats, easy to stack some HP on him, provide that shield, especially for Faction Wars, but really anywhere where you're struggling for progression. A early game and a mid game player who needs a little bit of team support. I think it is a safe 6-star on this champion. I think he's worth investing in for that reason. If you're end game, you already have a lot of great champions, definitely not for you. You guys probably already know that. There's really no rares except for Cold Heart, in my opinion, that if you are in the end game that you're going to be really investing in. I also really wouldn't use him in the arena. I said everywhere, but maybe not the arena. So let's go ahead and take him for a spin in Dragon's Lair. I want to show him alongside Caden. So here's Caden, here's Draconis, and I put him with just a couple nukers and a debuffer, a decreased defense. So a nice solid team here. We have 2 support champions again in Caden and Draconis. Caden has the AoE decrease attack, and we have the shield and the heals and the cleanse, which you guys will certainly see the cleanse here. And the beautiful thing about it, and why we love Caden so much, is if we lose somebody on the second wave, which we might lose Cold Heart or something, you'll see Caden just really comes in handy with that really sweet revival. So here we go, we might lose somebody on this wave here. Decrease attack, shield goes right back up on a 3-turn cooldown. Really nice to have that shield up there, guys, right? I mean, our champions are really nice and protected and shielded, at least for a while on this fight. And you can see still 2 turns, and again, lasting gifts mastery, great to add on him. Get an extra turn out of that shield. And here we go. We're looking pretty good here. We have the double shield stacked as well. I think somebody might be in a shield set here on this team. But it looks like nobody's going to die, at least in the second wave here. Caden providing that tankage. Man, Caden is a really solid champion. A lot of you guys agreed and have already invested in him as well in yesterday's video. So here we go, already to the dragon here in about 1 minute. Not too bad for this squad. And again, everybody stayed pretty healthy here, right? In terms of these shields, just doing a good job keeping the team alive, and shields do stack, as you will notice on Coulthard and Royal Guard. Now just Coulthard, now nobody, but it's nice to have that. Now check out his, if he goes A3 right there, removes all debuffs from Royal Guard. Really nice ability to have, and the nice thing is, too, is you're going to go from the A1, which has the heal on it, granted a very small heal, the A2, which has the shield, the A3, which cleanses, and then you're only one turn again, one cooldown turn away from getting that shield right back up again. So it's really nice to have. His kit is simple but effective. So let's see how much damage he put out here. Again, not much, right? 242,000 damage. Some of that coming off of War Master on the Dragon. Caden put out about double the damage. And then we have kind of our nukers on the team. Our Zargala at a 750,000 and Coulthard at 1.2. Royal Guard at 1.3 million. So again, but he does a good job keeping the team alive. Let's go ahead and show him in... I could show him in Spiders, but I don't have like a perfect team built. So let's show him an Ice Golem here. I think that the 4 main dungeons, plus all the keeps and stuff like that, we'll usually run him with Caden again here, just for the fun of it. But I think that even having him alongside another shield champion, such as Miscreated Monster, again, shield stack, it's not that big of a deal. I think it's really nice to have 2 shield champions, especially for a dungeon like Ice Golem, where you have to put up with the onslaught of Ice Golem attacks over and over again, right? Sometimes, you guys are very familiar with this, but sometimes it feels like he's getting like 2 attacks right back to back in a row with the ignore defense or the double ignore defense, depending on how many of his minions are alive. The full, I should say, ignore defense or the 50% ignore defense. It can be a lot for any team. So for Ice Golem, the main strategy really is, you know, aside from having a lot of support, never too many support champions in Ice Golem, but it's also to have, you know, a revival because, well, I thought we were going to lose Royal Guard there, but it's nice to have a reviver on the team. It's also nice to have a team that doesn't do too much damage, right? It's fun to kind of breeze through these dungeons, but if you have a team that does too much damage, not only for this second wave here with the reflect you have to deal with, as you can see we're struggling with right now, but we do keep everybody alive, but also if you're dealing too much damage too quickly to the Ice Golem, you will die. He'll start ignoring your defense, 100% ignore defense. You can see on this passive right here. This attack ignores 50% of each enemy's defense for each ally alive. So it can be 100% ignore defense if you're going too fast. So slow and steady wins the proverbial race here, and that's definitely illustrated with this team, as you guys can see. And again, we're getting that nice cleanse. And there's a lot of debuffs you have to contend with in an Ice Golem, really in a lot of these dungeons, so it's nice to have that cleanse there too on the A3, as you can see there. Oh, about a 9k heal off Royal Guard there, and again, just doing a good job keeping the team alive between both of our shields here. And hey, if anybody dies again, Caden will pick him right back up. So Miscreated Monster shield goes on. It's nice to have the shield a little bit staggered too. And heck, if you're still having trouble surviving, think about a shield set, right? Add a shield set on top of a shield ability is always a good combo. You can never have enough shield in this game. Certainly one of my favorite support abilities inside Raid Shadow Legends. So guys, I'll ask you, what do you think of this character? I could show you him in every dungeon, but honestly, it's pretty repetitive. He's just keeping the team alive. He's really nice there. I love the A3, again, the Order of Mercy with the cleanse on there, the full cleanse, not remove one debuff, remove all debuffs. And check out this hat, helmet, hat. Offense with the attack percentage, with the HP, and with the speed, we will be keeping this. I think it's pretty solid. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Draconis in the description below, or in the description. If you want to hack into my YouTube and write it in the description, go for it. Dare I say that? In the comments below, let me know what you think of Draconis. Let me know if another rare champion caught your eye, guys, because I'm more than happy to build out another one and kind of rank him up for you guys to test them out before you invest your hard-earned resources into them. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and as always, take care, guys.